When the fearsome creatures of the outback strike and the day is dark, that means it's night. When you smell a scent and you're in the wild, then it's time to play Wild Ascent. There we go, that'll do it.
It's tabletop time.
I'm Jazza.
I'm Dave.
And we are playing
Wild Ascent,
which is now available on Kickstarter. They've just launched a couple of days ago.
We are also excited to see they are upgrading their miniature quality. So they'll be adding an expansion to Wild Ascent, but also incorporating all the cool things they've learned with their Storm Thunder minis.
In fact, next week, you will see us paint some more miniatures by this company. And I guess the standard that the new Wild Ascent minis will be held to will be part of that video when we paint the Storm Thunder minis. So just keep that in mind that these are really cool minis as part of this Wild Ascent game guide. But they just wanted us to let you know that they're going to be even better, which is great. Wild Ascent Levon Rising is a reprint campaign for Wild Ascent.
But it is not only just an amazing reprint campaign with upgraded miniatures. Wild Ascent is also getting a brand new expansion that will operate like a choose your own adventure book. The choices you make in your campaigns will affect the next mission, and it will kind of evolve as you play through the campaign.
We love our narratives.
I love our narrative.
I love a narrative. The minis look definitely very sick.
My favorite one is the Squire, the Lazy Squire himself, because it's from Lazy Squire Games, and they have like a self-insert model, and he's like a sleeping squire who tries to shirk off work, which I love.
How do I get these? There's dinosaurs!
There's a woolly mammoth!
And a dragon?
Guys, go check out the Kickstarter page, because there's so much cool stuff. It's very hefty. I think that's what the impression we've gotten in sort of our preparation. You can take this very far. We're going to show you how a fraction of the game works today. There's so many more ways you can dive into it.
100%. We are playing one mission from one campaign from the base game. There's expansions and there's more coming in the Kickstarter. So this is just literally the tip of the iceberg. This is the snow that is like dropped onto the top of the iceberg.
Let's get in on
You ready to hunt some creatures?
Yep. Wait, I'll help set the tone. This is what I can do.
So today, everyone, we will be playing through the very first mission of the optional campaign that comes in Wild Ascent. So we'll start with the very first mission, which has preset characters, preset enemies. The regular game mode is called The Hunt, where you randomly determine everything and you build this encampment and seek out. It's really quite cool. The campaign streamlines that, adds a bit of structure to it and some story, which is what we'll be doing today. So we're not doing a learn to play, we're doing a playthrough. So this is sort of the first experience. Jazza hasn't played before. I've played before. We're doing it. So after reading the Journey to the Wilds intro, we get to the first mission. The first mission is called Denizens of the Divide. There's an introduction to that. The four seekers were prepared for battle, but a stream caller still managed to surprise them. It must have been waiting, with its back against the rocks they stood upon. As it emerged from the water immediately in front of them, Berlin backed away, readying his staff, but slipped on a wet stone and slid down into the shallow pool below. His foot landed hard on a bit of metal, and he looked down to see a copper and steel helmet rising rapidly to the surface. A river guardian formed with the water around the helm and rose in front of Berlin, its liquid fists raised with murderous purpose. "Good news, Farney, you were right," Berlin said as he released a stream of fire from the flamethrower on his wrist at the river guardian, who drove into the water to avoid the blast. "I can definitely see the creatures that'll impede our travel." Zaxos raised his flail in the air and bellowed at the other seekers. "We have no cages to keep these monsters. Slay them so that all the wilds may know of our return." "Yell any louder and you'll get your wish," Elithena scolded, leaping to another rock to avoid the stream caller's advance. So that lays the groundwork for our minis.
I love it. That's cool.
Yeah, and you can see, like, even narratively, you've got Berlin is like in the water where he's landed on the guy, and
it's almost like it's laid out a D&D encounter scenario style thing for you, where you've got your characters, you've got their stats, you've got the enemies, and a story that intros you, and character traits that are all just sort of laid out to use.
The objective for the mission is we have to kill the Streamcaller and the Guardian, which are these two big ones.
Yep.
These little monsters are minions of the Streamcaller.
Yep.
We can kill them. We probably should, because they're very weak.
Okay.
And they'll attack us every turn.
Yep.
So we have 4 characters because there's 2 players. We'll control 2 each. So I want you as the guest of the teacher.
You know I'm looking at Zaxos. You know it.
Yeah, okay.
Why ask?
Look at that big.
Here, look at it. Look at him. He's little. Ugh.
All right. Well then, who of the other 3 catches
You
your
go
fancy?
next. You go
I
next.
want to pick Ilathena. Look, she's got the little crossbow. She seems pretty cool.
Okay. I'm going to mix up. Well, who's Fanny? So she's got the spear.
She is from the movie Cats. She's like
Sick
a
it.
cat girl.
Well, I am. I'm feeling a little Jellicle, so let's go with
Little Jellicle. Oh,
little
God.
Jellicle Fanny.
Well, you know, as long as you're a Jellicle cat.
Jellicle Fanny was my nickname in high school.
Okay, so the first thing we do is you mentioned these little tokens.
Yep.
These tokens are used to track our health. You see the red symbol on your character?
Yep.
That's its health in numerical value. So take your token, and on the track, like a board game at scores, there's these things.
Cool.
So place it on the relevant token. So my little Berylene has 18 health.
Cool. This dude's on 30.
He's pretty tough, and Ilathene's on
Fanny's-
22.
Fanny's 26.
The same applies to our villainous villains. So the
Okay.
String Caller has 18 and the River Guardian has 21.
Cool.
So the 2 Water Callers, they actually only have 1 health and they don't have their own cards. So as soon as we damage them, they're dead. Okay, so I'm going to explain the stats. And I know we're learned by doing, that's how we do it better, but I'll just give a brief overview. It's pretty simple. So this number up the top left is the movement tiles.
Yep.
It costs 1 movement to pivot. So I should briefly explain how movement works. If this is our character, you can move to any tile in front of you. So which is those 3.
Yep.
Or you can move side to side, and that's 1 movement, but it costs 1 movement to turn around. Or
Okay.
to turn it all. So if I want to turn to face that way, it's 1 of my points of movement.
So that's 4 points, meaning that she can spend 1 to turn that way.
Yep.
2, 3, 4.
Correct.
Something like that.
100%.
Okay.
Then we have health. Then we have, this is their physical defense, is
Yep.
the grey symbol with that number and the
Yep.
shield. On the other side is their magical defense, which is the grey number with the shield with bubbles in it. And then we have their attack in the middle. The first number in blue is the range.
Yep.
In tiles, the second number is the amount of base damage that it does.
Yep.
And the third number is the amount of dice you roll.
Sick.
And that's pretty much it. If you're behind an enemy, you get +2 damage, which is important. So that's why you're facing matters. And then you have some special abilities. So I'll grab one of these dice. So when I say rolling damage, so this one has, Ilathena has 2 base damage with 5 dice. So you'd roll 5 dice. For every sword that you roll, you would get 1 extra damage.
Nice.
For every special you roll, you'd get 1 extra damage. And a blank is nothing.
Yep.
But the specials do other stuff. So this one has an ability that says Elven Aim on special. If you get 2 special symbols, you assign damage, and assign damage means they don't get any defense against it.
Sick.
There is passives and active abilities, which are also there below. So you have, I believe, a passive ability, which is teamwork. Ilathena has cripple. All the characters have different abilities. Now this big card on the side, these are all abilities you get through upgrading your encampment, which for the first mission of the campaign, we have no encampment. So that whole side we don't have to worry about. But as you go through it, the way that you upgrade your encampment unlocks different abilities.
It really has a lot of substance you can choose to use, which is pretty cool.
Yeah, so to start with, we just have that. It's nice and easy. So, in regular games, one of the main aims is to capture and sell creatures, but in this mission, we cannot capture. We, in fact, have to slay.
2 more things. 1, does the stuff on the board affect how you can move, like the river?
Only these cards.
And that was my second thing, these things.
So they are cover of various types. That is a hole that you fall into, and you waste your turn getting out of it.
Nice.
Cover affects how you can attack. We will go into the depths of that if it becomes relevant.
Okay.
If you have the vault ability, you can jump over things, but most of the time, it's probably easier to just avoid them.
Let's kill a water demon.
Let's do it. So I'll take the first action to make
Go for
it
it.
nice and simple for you. I really want to get rid of these horrible water demon things. I'm going to get my flame man, and I'm going to back up. I don't want to be right next to this horrible monster. I've got 3 movement, so I can sidestep as a movement. I can sidestep again, and then I can turn for my 3rd bit of movement. And then I can make my action, which is my attack. So I have 4 attack that has 2 attack dice. So I roll 2 dice. My base damage is 4, which automatically hits. And I roll 2 dice, which I roll nothing.
Whoa.
So I just do 4 damage.
that's sad.
I'm attacking this. I have a range of 2, and this is a waterbound. They have 1 HP, 4 speed, swift, and physical attack, and range 1, 5 attack dice. So it's just dead. I just cook that little worm monster.
Sick.
And we don't have to stress too much about him. And then they activate.
Yep.
So what we do with that is there's a deck that you shuffle together, and this deck is the monster's instincts, it's how they behave. So the first card will be the Stream Caller. And his instinct card says, he will target an enemy with the lowest physical defense. So now we go through and we look at our characters. Who has the lowest physical defense? We have 2, 2, 2, and 1. So that'll be Ilathina, the girl with the crossbows. Swift advance means it will advance basically as far as it can to get into contact.
This is a little...
This one.
Oh, okay.
And then it will physically attack. So it's already adjacent, so it'll just attack her. So on these cards, it will sometimes mention multiple values.
Yep.
That's related to the difficulty of the card. So there's 3 different tiers of these cards. So the Streamcaller is at 1 pip, River Guardian is 2.
This one's harder?
The River Guardian is a higher level monster. So this Streamcaller is 1. So of these where it says 3, 4, or 5 base defense, we use the 3.
Yep.
So it's 3 base defense and 3 attack dice, and then on special immobilize a bleed. So I'm gonna get you to roll the attack dice for the monster. So you get 3.
Woo!
So please roll blanks. This is attacking.
Getting fought.
Yes.
All right.
All right, please roll blanks. So
2 specials and a hit.
So that's basically...
Boom, boom, boom.
So you've now... Okay, cool, thank you.
Yes!
So that's 6 damage against my character.
No.
With Immobilize and Bleed, because you rolled specials. So Immobilize does the target may not use speed on their next activation. So I now get an Immobilize token and I can't move. And Bleed is, I'm assigned 1 damage at the beginning of each turn and it's not removed. Instead, it's only removed by healing.
I'm sorry.
It's okay. It wasn't your fault.
I know.
We'll work together. We'll get our revenge.
Yep.
So I take 6 damage minus 1 for my defense. So I take 5. 17 health. And now I'm going to get some tokens, which we've left in the box. So.
You ever do this? It's fake. Just Josh.
Ah!
Is this what you were looking for? This box of tokens?
Probably. Yeah. Oh, look at all that. Look at all the tokens.
Yeah, why didn't you say something?
All right. So I'm immobilized and I'm also bleeding.
Oh, these tokens are fun.
That's my favorite.
They're like all your pain that you have to carry with you every time you move your character. Is that it?
I like to think I'm like Peter Griffin doing the knee thing, immobilized and bleeding.
Yeah.
So what we've got is, that's its attack, but it has a special thingy which says Call of the Deep, which is the Waterbounds activate after the Streamcaller. Waterbounds activate after the Streamcaller. So every time these cards come up, these little bastards activate too, which is why I wanted to get rid of them. So he has 4 speed, so it's going to go 1, 2. And this little bum has no attack, but 5 dice.
Oh my god.
So you have another opportunity. So no base damage. So you have another
Maybe you roll this one.
No. We roll for things attacking each other, I think is the way to play.
All right. Okay. That's...
So you just roll poorly, please.
All right. I rolled pretty poorly. That's 1. Oh,
and you know the best thing? I've got 1 physical defense that does no damage.
Oh, thank God. Okay, cool.
Beautiful.
Redemption arcs. I love it.
And because we killed the other little thing, it doesn't activate, and now we get to activate a character. So I activated Berlin already, so now you activate one.
I have to come to the aid of my friend. Fanny's going to get to work. Can she climb on here? Actually, no, I just have to be adjacent, don't I?
So you have 2 range, and you have 4...
Oh, so she doesn't even have to move.
Yeah, she can just throw a spear. Are you going to attack the little one?
Yep.
Sick. All right, so you get 4 base damage and 1 dice.
4.
So 4 damage. This has 1 health pops.
Cool.
You also have this special ability Vault, which is a free action. Spend 3 of your 5 speed to be placed on the field on the opposite side of an adjacent field. So basically, you could just be like leap across things for 3.
Oh,
so you leap across that. You just checkers.
Oh, that's
checkers.
sick.
But yeah, its ability, do checkers. Okay, so now we activate another card. The monsters activate. And it's the Streamcaller again. Okay. The enemy with the lowest HP, oh well that's convenient, it's me again, that is the nearest. 1 range, 0 base damage with 6 dice. So you just have 6 dice into me. Poor Ilathina.
Oh my god, why am I so good at this? At being the enemy.
So you get 5 damage
Sorry, Elefina.
If you get a special, it heals itself for 1, but it hasn't taken
I feel like
damage.
Elefina's going to die and it's all my fault.
It's okay. We'll work together. I can start to like run away. I've got ranged
Okay.
attacks. I'll try and pull back
Okay.
when I activate it. Oh no, she's immobilized. I take 4 damage. My defense reduces it by 1, so I go down to
Cool.
13. I'm still 13's plenty. All right, now I've got her turn to activate. So I immediately lose 1 health because I'm bleeding. So Ilithena is immobilized this turn, so she can't move. But I'll remove the token because it only lasts for 1 turn.
Sick.
So I can't move. I can attack.
To defend yourself, lass! He's Scottish, I've decided. Anyone who I play who has some sort of big hitty thing and is a big dude is Scottish.
That makes sense. So
Feels right.
I'm going to shoot. I mean, all I can really do, I'm just going to shoot this stream caller. So I have 2 damage, but 5 dice. Cha! Okay, so that is
4.
6 total.
Okay.
But I have a thing where on special times 2 assign damage, but I didn't get 2. So it does get its defense, and this stream caller has 1 physical defense. So it takes,
What?
it takes 5 damage, so that's good. It goes down to 13, which is really good. The bad news is, on defense, immobilize and retaliate with physical attack.
No, she's immobilized again.
Range 1, 4 base damage and 3 attack dice. So you got to roll 3 dice.
Oh god. Okay. 2.
So 5 damage minus 1 for my defense. So I go 1, 2, 3, 4. So she just smacks me.
She is getting gutted.
Absolutely pummeled.
Oh no.
And that was my activation. So now it's the monster's activation. The River Guardian. So it's going to attack the enemy with the lowest magical defense.
Is that me?
Yep.
No. Okay. Yep.
Careful, swift advance with 3 range magical attacks. So it's going to go
I don't think it's going to
1,
make it.
2, 3, 4. Because it's careful, so it tries to stay away. And then it makes a magical attack with range 3. So it's in range.
Bastard.
And it's got clear line of sight. So it has 3 base damage and 3 attack dice. So now I get to...
Yeah.
It's weird. It feels like I'm getting revenge, but we're working together.
It can be cathartic.
So 5 damage total against your magical defense, which is 0. So you just take 5 damage on Fanny. But look, you have an ability. On defense, roll attack dice. On a special, ignore attack.
Aha! Come on, come on.
No, you take 5 damage. I love that sound
Did you love a
effect.
sound effect? Thank you.
So now we've got...
I'm setting a mood. I feel like that's my line for all of our Let's Plays. Just saying
sound effects?
We're just...
Oh, just setting the mood. I went on down the river and got my ass beaten.
All right, Zaxos, let's get to work. And I am going to try and flank this enemy.
So you have to be behind them to get the bonus, which you can't get on this bad boy, but you could get to that
directly
tile.
behind.
Directly behind. So you
Okay.
could go 1, 2, turn and smack that.
Deal. I'm going to do that 1, 2, turn. That's my movement. I'm going to smack his bottom. I'm just going to attack. He's got
3
yep.
damage,
So he's
and
got
then 3 dice is the second number.
Cool. So that's this plus 3 is boom, boom, boom. I want
right.
you in my room.
Boom, boom, boom.
Sorry. Yeah, so that's 6 and 2 specials.
So you did 6 damage, but you get +2 for being in its rear, and then you got on special fatigue. So fatigue is the target has -2 speed on their next activation. So you slowed it down.
Yeah.
And you do
Protecting
8
team.
damage. Can you do 8 damage? The River Guardian has 1 defense.
You just got all the mic.
So you've done 8 damage. The
Yep.
River Guardian has 1 defense, so it
That's
drops,
this one.
so it's 7
1,
damage.
2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 14.
Zaxos is a beefcake.
Hell yeah.
All right, time for monsters. All right, so I'm really hoping it's not the stream caller because it's going to keep pummeling Ilithena into the dirt. And it's the stream caller!
Of course it is. Someone's got to die. We've got to have an eventful story.
Oh!
What?
So this card says enemy lowest physical defense nearest, swift advance 3, summon 2 water bounds. So those
God.
things we killed,
Oh god, she is in so much trouble.
they're back, baby.
Oh my god.
And they both attack the lowest physical defense, which is her. So they have 5 dice each. Please don't kill me.
I can't make any
And
promises.
they both attack. 3 -1 for my defense, so I take 2 damage. I'm on 6 health.
my God.
And then 3, so 2 more, I'm on 4 health.
And that's just those little
And now the little things are back. All right, now it's our turn again. So we've gone 4, and now we choose an activation, but everyone's fresh again. But I have a plan. I think I have a way.
Well, we have this fella over here who's just sort of, he's sitting making a little campfire.
And here's my plan.
Bit of R&R.
Wait, he wasn't facing that way though, was he?
No, I totally ruined
It's really, because that just ruined my turn.
I'm sorry.
Okay. All right, so I have worked it out.
I was role playing, but I undid it.
So, Berlin is going to come and be incredibly helpful. Okay. He's like, I've got a flamethrower. He's going to move forward 1 diagonally, 2 diagonally. Okay, so he's there. And he's got a flamethrower, so I'm going to target this big boy here. And he gets 4 damage and 2 dice. Boom. 5 total. He may reroll 1 or more attack dice once. The second result may be used, so I'll reroll that. So now, 6 damage, but here it's even better. His attacks do 2 damage to enemies adjacent to the target. So because I targeted the Streamcaller, the flame explodes from this target, the Streamcaller, and will do 2 damage to each of these, and it ignores defense.
He came to the rescue!
Boom! So these little guys explode, and the River Guardian takes 2 damage. So it says he may only be damaged by adjacent attackers. I'm gonna say assign damage. Ignores that. 3, 4. It has 2 magical defense. But we're getting there.
We are getting there. I'm not feeling good for Illithena. I feel like we may lose a friend on our journey, but we're going to beat these guys.
That's right. I reckon you should smack this big tentacle monster thing.
Are they going to activate? So is he going to move? Or?
It's the River Guardian, which is the water one. So it's the lowest magical defense, nearest, careful, swift, advance, magical attack. So it's basically going to do the same thing. It does have careful, swift, advance. So it's pretty smart. So I reckon it's going to do this.
And then it's going to attack Fanny.
And 3 attack dice. So 5 damage.
Damn it! No! Oh, my Fanny. Anyone? No?
That's an American bottom. Dramatically count that down. I want to hear those squelches again. Have you ever thought of voice acting for anime? You could be an anime.
I'm the Foley.
Anime
I'm like,
grunts.
there's beatboxing, but I'm like a...
Just imagine a
Foley
Dragon Ball
mouth.
Z episode with you in charge. Just...
You know, I practice.
Okay, cool. Well, it's your turn.
Okay, I'm going to activate my...
You could get behind the River Guardian.
I was going to say, let's Zaxos him up.
All right.
Movement.
Yes!
Let's do this.
Crush him. Do you get 3?
I will crush him.
3 dice, 3 base damage.
Do good. Did okay. 3, 4, 5 damage. Plus... No, that's pretty much it.
Plus you're behind it, so it does 2 extra damage.
Yes.
But it has 1 physical defense, so it drops it by 1. So it takes
6
damage. It's a tentacle monster, so I'm just giving it some
Is it that one? I think that's there.
Yep. So the Streamcaller has been smacked, but now he retaliates with 4 base damage.
Zaxos is really the bottom smacker of the team, let's face it. Show people.
Guess what? 5 damage to Zaxos.
Oh, what?
But what have you? How much do you reduce it by?
Well, his armor's 2, so 2.
Sweet. So you only take 3. Jeez, the tank of the party, and he's got 20. Oh, the hell!
Yeah, no, he's chilling.
And you're immobilized now.
That's right. He doesn't mind. He's still in a good spanking position.
So, and now they activate. Please not the big Squelchman. Yes, it's the River Guardian. The most adjacent enemies that are the nearest. Swift Advance 5. Oh my God.
What?
So he's got Swift Advance 5 to the most adjacent enemies, which is 1, 2, 3.
Oh God, okay.
And then his attack damages all adjacent enemies. And he just has 7 dice with no base damage.
That's awful.
So do you want to kill us, please, with your dice roll?
It would be a pleasure. Actually, there's more of mine being attacked than yours. Why don't you do the honor, sir?
Oh, that's right. Because I don't want to kill my own character. Oh yes!
You didn't!
My luck! My classic luck plays into effect.
That was a terrible roll.
It was the worst roll.
Great time to have a bad roll, my
So
friend.
that does 1 magical damage, which Illithena ignores. No, Fanny
takes a hit.
1 damage. Oh, thank God. That was... we survived.
It was a tense moment right there.
I'm going to use Illithena. This is my activation again. I'm going to get rid of this immobilized token. I wish I could move, but that thing has kept me planted.
Yeah.
And I am going to shoot this monster to get rid of its stupid retaliation nonsense. So I get 2 attack with 5 dice.
Nay.
So guess what? That's 6 damage.
It's
It
gonna-
has 1 physical defense. It takes 5. It has 3 health.
You killed it!
That is 1 dead monster.
Wait.
He's dead. Now we get loot.
Oh, do we?
Yeah, man, we get
Sick.
loot. I'll grab the loot.
Ha! Loot.
I wish we had props and I could
Yeah,
just
this
come
game
back
had
with a loot.
I like loot.
Back
I
with
also
the old
like
violin.
playing the lute. It's not a lute, it's a guitar. I'm not very good. Or am I? No.
Remember how you had that box full of tokens? So we get sick loot. Do you want to see the loot we get? We killed the stream caller, and here you go.
The heart of the stream.
It's a
caller.
heart.
That's amazing. What can we do with it?
So when we get back to town, we can craft things using monster gibbets and bits.
That's delightful.
Yeah, so we've taken this heart. But combat is not over.
Yeah.
Because now they get to fight back.
Yep.
So what card comes up? The River Guardian. So it's going to attack the lowest magical defense, lowest HP. It has range of 3, careful, swift, advance 5. So it's now going to back on up. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So it's trying to get as far from us as possible with that careful movement. And it's going to attack 3 base damage with 3 dice into Funny again. So 5 damage. She's getting chipped down.
Yep.
10. Also, I forgot to bleed last turn, so I now have 3 health on Ilithena.
You gotta remember you to bleed.
All right, it's your turn, Jazza, so...
I think I'm gonna crack out the fanny.
God damn.
She has quite a long shot though. She's got good range. So
Got
I've
range
just
too.
got to get a little closer.
Get 1 step closer, yeah.
That's all I need. But she's got 5 movement. Can I? No, I don't. I can't. I'm gonna vault. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5.
It looks cool. It doesn't achieve anything, but it looks cool.
That's all I was going for. I'm gonna be honest. Attack time. So I got 1 dice, 4 base.
Special.
So that is 4,
damage.
5 minus 1 for the defense.
So I was gonna watch and see how you moved around and see if you remember this. I'm being the cheeky bastard here. The River Guardian can only be damaged by adjacent attackers.
Oh.
So, at the risk of, maybe I subconsciously wanted Funny to get hurt as bad as Ilithena did, but yeah, that didn't do anything.
Okay, I'm happy to have stuffed that up anyway because I'm nearer my friends.
It's awesome though, because this is the kind of stuff you need to pay attention to. All the monsters have special abilities and all of it's written on their cards.
So, when you make your choices to attack, you got to consider.
And you have
what
to
you're
think,
attacking.
like the same way as the stream caller was like hitting us back when we were fighting it adjacently, if
Yeah.
you attack it with ranged weapons, it can't attack you back because it only has 1 range on the retaliation.
Okay, cool.
So, that did nothing, and now it's the enemy's turn. River Guardian!
I like to be useful.
The most adjacent enemies nearest.
Ah!
Good
That
thing-
feels not fair. It's fair, but it feels not fair.
Good thing you're near your friends. You're just where you wanted to be, right next to your friends.
Yep.
It's 5 attack dice.
Except I've just positioned myself between all of the obstacles.
Oh no. 5 attack dice. I got 2 specials and a hit, which is 3 damage. It deals knockback.
Oh no, I'm gonna fall in a hole!
So you fall in the hole.
I'm gonna fall in the hole!
Yep. So Funny falls in the hole and takes 3
No!
damage. You get knocked. Zaxos gets knocked back and takes 3.
Really? Wow.
What's his magical defense?
1.
1. So he takes 2.
Okay.
I'm like 2. So in the words of Funny,
Oh, because she fell down a hole.
Yeah,
that
'cause
was
she fell
good.
down a hole,
Okay,
yeah.
well done. Okay,
So,
nice.
now, whose activation? Where were we at? We're basically at the top of a new turn, I think. So it's you or me, we get to choose.
Can I, as Fanny, get out of the hole?
You can get out of the pit. It uses your whole turn.
Let's do it.
Okay, congratulations. You climb out of the pit, you can move to an adjacent tile. Yeah, hide, I like it. All right. And now it's the monsters again.
Oh God.
We have the stream caller. Now I've got some good news. It's dead.
What? Oh yeah.
So
okay,
we just
that
skip
makes
it.
Okay. fair
So that turn gets skipped from the monsters.
So we get another.
Yep,
Oh,
we
sick!
killed it.
All right. Well, it's your turn, sir.
My turn.
I climbed out of a hole.
I'm scared to activate Ilithena because I don't want her to bleed to death.
She could roll.
So I'm going to activate Berlin, 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 and I'm going to burn this water spirit down.
Berlin.
Berlin, Berlin, Berlin. I'm going to burn
That's
this
as good as
water
it's gonna
spirit
get. That's
down.
fine. That'll do.
I did it. Okay, I've done 6 damage. Magical, it has 1 magical defense, which means it takes 5 damage. Goes to 10.
Boom. Thank you, Berlin.
You're welcome, Berlin. Okay. Streamcaller is dead. So, once the deck is done, once the deck is cooked for the enemy instincts, you reshuffle it.
Yep, makes sense.
So it's your activation.
Okay. I can't reach his bottom to smack
He's
it
immobilized.
with Zaxos.
So now he's unimmobilized.
Yeah, okay.
So he can't move.
Oh, okay, cool.
So Zaxos screams into the night.
He's facing the other direction and it's just like, ah! I feel so incapable right now. And that's it. That's how he uses his turn. But just you wait.
And in response, the monsters say, my Streamcaller friend is dead, and do nothing.
Yay! Go for it.
And now Illithena activates, bleeding
Oh
down
my
to
god,
2
is
health.
there anything we can do to stop that?
We have to heal her, but none of us can heal. So for example, this is a good time to segue into that, just to get a bit of information. So we talked about how the camp allows you to activate and unlock things. If we had unlocked the level 1 Temple of Vil in our encampment, I would have the ability to do this. So on each special heal self for 2. But then Phoenix Fire is an action, I'd need the level 2 temple. It says heal an ally within a range of 4 for 4. So I could use my action to heal her for 4. And the rule on bleeding says you don't heal the health, but you stop bleeding.
Yeah.
So, but we don't have that temple, so we can't really do much.
Okay.
So I activate her, she bleeds, and now I can get into position and shoot. I'm gonna go side 1, turn around for 2, then I'm gonna go 3,
Run,
4,
just run.
and I'm gonna run away because I don't want to die. And then it's the monster's activation.
Because the monster may
And it's
decide.
the Streamcaller, which is dead. So we
Yay!
get another reprieve. So that's it for the turn, I
It's
think.
great. It's
we
going,
go to the top
going
of the
well
turn
for us.
again. So
I might try and smack his bottom if I get
with
the opportunity.
Zaxos,
Yeah.
you may attempt to.
I'm going to
Activate, go for it.
a turn. It can be a full turn. or
Yep,
is-
that's
okay.
correct.
1, 2, 3. I can attack, but I
Cool,
can't. I
you
can't
can.
reach his bottom.
Because he is adjacent to this partial cover though, he gets 1 extra defense, which is
Okay,
fine.
cool.
But yeah.
Is this bottom smacking range?
I'm saying yes.
Cool.
You can smack its bum.
I want a victorious bum smack. I would love if this video crescendoed with a bum smack. Just saying. I want this to go well. That's where I'm at.
Make it so.
3, 3. Boom.
So 5
5.
damage plus 2 from being behind it, but it has an extra defense. So it reduces 2. You do 5 damage.
Sturdy bum.
It's at 5 health. 1 more smack like that on the bottom.
There was the semi-final bum smack. Can we please arrange all of our other units to enable me to finish it off with a bum smack? No, she's going to die. Okay, never mind. I won't be selfish. We'll work together.
All right.
You can smack his bum.
I'm going to light him on fire with Berlin. Berlin. And I get to reroll 1.
I love that.
So 6
I
damage,
love that.
but this is magical damage. So it has 1 magical defense, which reduces my damage of 6 to 5, which kills it.
Boom! I
Burn, baby, burn.
with a solid bum smack, and then you finish it off with the actual, engulfing it in flames. But
That's right.
teamwork.
That's right. High five. And guess what? We get loot.
Yes! Is it another
Can I have
gross
a loot
heart
pile?
thing?
No, it's not a heart.
That's
It's even better than that.
find me the loot.
So a level 2 enemy gives us 2 loot, and we get 2 swirly gigs.
Oh, what are they?
Yes.
Swirly gigs. Cool.
They're magical.
All right. Do we get to spend our loot now because we killed the?
So we kill them. I stop bleeding, thankfully.
Oh, read out the victory thing.
And this requires some player participation. Zaxos roared triumphantly.
This is my player participation.
Zaxos roared triumphantly. You're Zaxos, aren't you? As the last monster fell, raising his clenched fists to the sky to celebrate their glorious victory. Illithena began retrieving what bolts she could from the felled creatures, muttering about the Lovot's stupidity in a language only she could understand. Well, that was fun. I never thought boiling water would save my life, but here we are, Berlin said, placing his free hand on his side in satisfaction. I love that Berlin had the last word, and in our game he was the one who killed the River Guardian by boiling it alive. It was very poetic, it worked well.
It was amazing.
So we keep the rewards, and then the final step we would do is we would set up our encampment and then proceed to the second mission in the campaign. There's more story and another mission.
Let's crack out the encampment.
We want to see the encampment. All right, so the first thing we do when we set up an encampment is we get to pick some buildings. So we start with the barracks. Do you like that the 4 characters from the starter game are all actually
I do, that's cool.
Cooking a pig with his flamethrower. All right, so we start with the barracks and then we get to pick 2 of the buildings to put a level in. So we have the Temple of Vil, which is for healing, the workshop for crafting, the Seeker's Den for scouting, and the creature pens for holding creatures. I'm a fan of just the workshop and the temple.
Yeah, heal.
Healing and crafting.
Yeah.
And then...
Does that unlock all those things in gameplay?
Yeah, so now we have abilities. So if you read the barracks, it says heal all seekers for 5 after each encounter. So you actually keep the health tracks of the characters on the board. So Ilathena would go back to 7 because she had healed 5. They'd all...
So the next game, you're sort of like...
You keep the health.
Oof.
So Zaxos goes to 29.
That's rough.
So we automatically heal 5 because we have a barracks, and then yes, because the Temple of Vil, you can use an action to heal. The workshop.
That's really interesting. So the next game, obviously, Ilathena's going to have to really play it
and
safe.
play carefully.
Yeah, that's really cool.
In the campaign, we get 3 actions to spend in camp. I could choose to spend all 3 at the temple we just built and gain 6 more health.
Yeah, gotcha.
Which I'd be very tempted to. But we also get a worker. So this is the deck.
Hell yeah.
Of workers, and at the start of the game, you get just 1. But we get to pick. So some of these are probably from the expansions because we have shuffled all the decks together, but that's okay. So we can get a Tinkerer who requires the workshop. He can craft lava grenades using a swirly giga horn and a heart.
Sick.
He's always tinkering. When this worker is assigned, receive a lava grenade equipment at no cost.
Cool.
We can get the Warden who requires the beast thing, and the Veterinarian requires the beast shack. So neither of these we can use. So we grab this old Tinkerer and we get a lava grenade for our next mission.
Do we get it?
Yeah, man, there's cards and everything.
But we don't have a horn thing.
Oh, so his ability says when he is assigned, receive 1 lava grenade for free.
Yay!
And then we can go on and build 1.
Free lava grenade.
Lava grenade. So it's a magical attack with range 3, 4 base damage, 2 dice. On attack, it damages each field adjacent to the target, and you discard after 3 uses. That's crazy good.
That's cool.
And these numbers, how they go up, is based on the level of the workshop. So if we upgraded the workshop to level 3, it would do 6 base damage with 4 dice. So throughout the game, you level the things up. You upgrade your buildings.
That's sick. This is really cool. Like, I like that it really does. You get that sense of progression between different maps, and you play the next game differently. Because if this round have gone differently, or you lose a character and you play from scratch.
So as long as you don't all fall, they come back to life with 5 health. So they don't die, which is good. Otherwise, you'd never be able to win because this game gets very hard.
Yeah.
But they remove from the board, and when you get back to camp, they come back with 5 health from the barracks.
Okay.
However, if all of you drop, you lose the game. It's just full game over.
Gotcha.
That is the first round of Wild Ascent.
That was really fun. It definitely hypes me up for like the next match.
Yeah.
It feels almost like a board game / D&D as far as
It's
like
got
you've
that
got your
vibe.
encounters.
And I love you can go to this place called the Silverstone, which is like this big town, and you can you throw nets on creatures, you sell them for gold based on how tough they are, and then you can recruit more workers for your village or for your little encampment, which then can craft more weapons and stuff. You can go hunting. It's a whole bunch of different ways to play and to expand your game out. And there's heaps more characters. So these are just the campaign characters, but the expansions add a whole bunch more characters you can pick from. They all have different abilities, different stats. So there's heaps of ways to play.
That's amazing.
Yeah, it's sweet.
Oh, cool. Well, we said we'd scratch the tip of the iceberg, and that's what that looks like. But I think it really does show that there's so much. Like, there's so much you can do. But also, I really feel like we gave a really solid first impression. I feel really happy about having played that and knowing how it works. And there's a lot there to dive into, which is amazing.
I recommend the sort of most ambitious leader of any player group that dives into this game, read the rulebook cover to cover first, because as you can see, when someone knows how to play it, it's really simple to get into.
Yeah.
It was you picked that up super quick, and you hadn't even like read the rules beforehand. So it was just an easy way to teach a new player.
I recommend it.
Look, every gamer group has a Dave.
Yeah.
Every gamer group has someone who reads the books and brings the board games.
Yeah, that's true.
Maybe just buy him a drink every now and then in your gamer group
So
to say thanks.
I've got you covered.
Yeah, absolutely.
No worries, mate. My shout. Thank you so much. This was really fun. And thank you for watching.
Thank you, Lazy Square Games, for sponsoring the
this
video
video.
and sending us this sweet game we can play
Super
now.
cool. And check out the Wild Ascent Kickstarter in the description below.
Absolutely, and it's the best way to grab the most advanced and up-to-date version of this game.
If they're like amping up their minis, I'm looking forward to it because the ones they sent are really cool, but they just wanted to make it super clear they're getting cooler. So that's amazing. Go check it out. Huge thank you to everyone. And of course, our patrons. Thank you to our patrons for making, do you know what, and Jeremy behind the camera, shout out to you too. Boom, we got multicam set up, and all of this stuff is possible, again, because of Patreon support. Look at that, we got plants and props and hats. I had this one. I already had this one. The point is, we're just trying to put more and more into every single one of the videos we put out there, and the sponsors and your support on Patreon make that all possible. And our tabletop time is just getting even better.
See you, partner.
So that's my how do you look like with one of these?
What?
Go on.
Okay.
Yeah. Go.
Come, brother. Let us journey.